Hello everyone, I'm Nini FC and this is Blue Lines TV, and today I'm bringing you guys a transfer daily video. And you guys, you know what the deal is. Hit that like button, help me get more than 500 likes for this video, and smash the bell notification button so you stay tuned to all things Blue Lines TV. Now in today's video I'm going to be talking about Marcos Alonso links to Barcelona. I'm going to be talking about reports that Roman wants to bring in John Stones and SERI. Plus, I'm going to be ending the video talking about Hassi from Napoli. Now, starting with the first story, and that's in regards to Marcos Alonso links to Barcelona. Now, this story is brought to you by Goal.com, and they're actually saying that Barcelona are seriously looking at bringing in Marcos Alonso to the club, but they're not expecting to use him as a left back. They're hoping to use him as a central defender to replace Pique or to partner him. The report states that they value his height and his positional play. Let's not forget, you guys, a few months ago, Alonso was doing an interview with a Spanish media publication, and he was talking about the fact that he'd like to possibly return back to La Liga before he retires. He's just become a Spanish international player now. Do you guys think it would be the best decision to sell Marcos Alonso to Barcelona? In the comment section below, let me know your thoughts and opinions. Now for this part, I'm going to give my thoughts and opinions on this story. Let's have that mindset that this is actually going to be happening. I'm just being hypothetical here. Now with Barcelona, you might be thinking, what, using Marcos Alonso as a centre-back? Well, they have a recent history of using a lot of players, especially midfield players, out of position in defensive areas, because with how Barcelona play, with how they have that very high pressing line, in a way they are receiving the ball in midfield situations. And think about it like this, Barcelona also like to have guys who are comfortable playing in multiple positions. Now with Marcos Alonso, I'm sure there'll be times where, let's say, he's going to be playing on the left, replacing Alba at times, and that gives him competition. And it's the fact that he can play in defence as well, so in a way you will be getting a 2-in-1 type of player, and that makes a lot of financial sense of Barcelona to look into that. And who knows, let's say with a new manager coming in, what if Barcelona are thinking of using a 3-4-3 with a three at the back system? Alonso could be the guy that does play on the left hand side, but really, as I'm trying to stress, is the fact that you're getting a guy that can play as a left back and can play as a defender as well. So that could make a lot of sense. Now let's not forget as well that we could be getting Marcos Alonso in his maximum market value if we did decide to sell him during the summer. I mean, number one, he could be joining Spain for the World Cup. His value is very high. Now, a lot of people are raising him. He was voted in the PFA Team of the Year as well. This is a guy that we bought for 20 to 25 million at the start. If we were to sell him, we could potentially get more than double that. And honestly, this is why I give, my real personal opinions. I would take the money for Marcos Alonso. Now, the reason why I say this is, a lot of you guys know my thoughts and opinions. He's a decent player. Now, I have my own personal ratings, so when I say decent, I'm thinking maybe he's like a 6 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10 type of player. I feel that with the next manager coming in, he's going to be wanting to have attacking fullbacks with pace. We could be reverting back to a back four. Is Marcos Alonso necessarily the answer at left back? Probably not. Would he want to be playing second fiddle? I don't think so either. And I kind of think, well, you can get a ridiculous amount of money for him. Number one, that we have so many options. We can just move Emerson to being first choice, have Jadon Silva as his understudy, or bring up Baba Rahman, or we can be in the market again. What if we made another bid for Alexandro? I honestly think that Marcos Alonso isn't a guy that's going to be getting any better. I think that really playing in a Conte system has helped get the best out of him, which doesn't really say everything in my personal opinion. I'll sound cynical, but I kind of feel this guy's made a career out of just scoring a few decisive goals. How many memorable performances? Just forget about the goals he scored. Can anyone think of any memorable performances Marcos Alonso has had where he's really stood out and you'd be like, wow, what a player, what a performance? I can't think of anything, and I don't think there's really ever been a performance like that. But as I said, in the comments section below, let me know your thoughts and opinions. Would you be happy with selling Marcos Alonso, or do you think I'm talking nonsense and Alonso needs to stay because he's been amazing? The second story is in regards to SERI and John Stones, and this story is coming from the Daily Mail, and they're saying that Roman Abramovich wants to bring these two guys in. They're actually stating that Roman has instructed his staff to make sure he secures the deals, irrespective of there being a new manager. They're also stating that Roman will be having a more hands-on approach when it comes to dealing with the club for next season. They state that Chelsea will look into bringing in John Stones if he is available on the market, and they're also saying that they want to try and force through the move for SERI. Now the reason as to why this is happening, they're stating, is because, well, they don't want to be left behind in the market, and that does make some sense in a way, but I'm going to be giving my thoughts and opinions just very shortly, so just hold on a second. But they're saying that obviously with the World Cup being there, a new manager not being confirmed just yet, the transfer window isn't a very big window this summer, so it's going to be very hard to secure deals. Really, you have to start targeting them now. You have to start targeting these guys right now. Now, as I said, here's the part where I give my thoughts and opinions, and the first point I want to make, and really it's more of a question to you guys, in the comment section below, you can give me your thoughts and opinions on this, but do you think it's a wise idea, if what the Daily Mail is saying is correct, that Roman Abramovich wants to have a more hands-on approach with the club? Now the reason why I'm saying this is that, well, we have seen Roman have a much more hands-on approach with the club, and this is why we signed guys like Shevchenko and Fernando Torres. And one of the first times that Roman did have a really hands-on approach was when he was first starting at the club with Mourinho, you know, forcing Shevchenko on him, making him not having to play Duff and Robin as much, because obviously he wants to play Drogba and Shevchenko together, really ruining the team balance for no particular reason at all. And then doing the same thing again with Torres, and then, you know, certain reports of certain players being sold without the manager's opinions. I mean, my opinion, I'm going to leave the footballing decisions to people who understand the game. This is why a director of football is needed. Bringing Luis Campos, sealed it quickly. Do we have to be so cheap that we have to wait until the end of the season to bring this guy in? It is frustrating. I don't want Roman having any hands-on approach. Just deal with the money side and the business side. He's had a history of making the wrong decision. Yes, of course we support him because he's backed the club, but again, he shouldn't be making these decisions when he doesn't really have that full understanding of the game, in my opinion. But speaking about John Stones and SERI, well, with John Stones, the reality is, even though he hasn't been playing a lot for City this year, he has been injured quite a lot. And again, context, I'm always stressing context on my channel. The context is the season's nearly over. Man City are trying to win the league. At the time when it's a fully fit partnership with Otamendi and company, you know, you don't change your defensive partners just like that, not when it's getting so decisive in the end of the season. So it's natural that Stones wasn't going to play as much, and really, company is getting older. I'm sure Stones will be back in the reckoning for next season. At the same time, it's not as if he's been super amazing. We all know he's kind of overrated. We all know that, that's the reality. But again, honestly, I think it's a bit of a non-story, and if we were to sign Stones, it would be a kick in the teeth for guys like Zuma and Christensen and other players, and it would just be, you know, this season's transfer window 2.0 for next year. And in regards to SERI, that does make more sense. Of course, with him, there's going to be a lot of competition for his signature. The skill set he possesses is what a lot of the big teams want in their midfield. It's no surprise teams like Liverpool, City want that more ball controlling midfielder in their midfield, and SERI's one of the best when it comes to that in Europe. So for me, that makes more sense to target this guy quickly now. And the final story for today's Transfer Daily video is in regards to Hassi, the right back at Napoli, and they're stating, again, this is coming from Sport Italia via the Daily Mail, they're saying that Chelsea are interested in making a €50 million bid for Hassi, and we're not the only club interested in him. Manchester United allegedly are interested in this guy as well. Just to give you guys a quick debrief on the player, well, of course, he originally played at Empoli with Sarri. Sarri brought him to Napoli. He's replaced Maggio at right back. He's been on the first team right back. He can play in different positions. He has played on the left hand side when it's been needed, but the report also states that Chelsea have had regular discussions with Hassi. Now, you guys have to hear my opinion on this matter. Don't necessarily take it as the truth. I mean, I'm not explaining it properly, but let's hear my thoughts and opinions. Basically, when it's coming to that, it's probably not a surprise that we have been speaking to Hassi, you know, over the years. Think about it like this. We've been targeting left backs and right backs. Look at our recent transfer windows. We're targeting everyone. You know, if we're not targeting our first, second or third choice, we're going down to 10th choice players, and I wouldn't be surprised if Hassi has been on the list, and we have tried to just inquire to see if he'd be interested, because again, there hasn't really been any clear strategy when it comes to just signing those first choice players, and that's no surprise to me. But at the same time, I can't imagine the club going back in for Hassi. Not when you've got Moses and you've got Zappacosta, and €50 million, which is like £45 million. The reason why we didn't go in for Sandro anymore was the fact that the club didn't want to spend the money on him anyway. So why would you then spend close to that fee on Hassi when you already got players stacked in that position, especially when he's a good player. He's not a world-class player. Again, it's a more expensive version of Marcos Alonso, in my personal opinion, and it just wouldn't make any sense. And I kind of think maybe this story could be coming out there because let's say, we know that there's a lot of contract renewals that, De Laurentiis wants to get sorted out at Napoli. Maybe Hassi and his agent are thinking this is the perfect time to get a better contract, and let me just leak out some of the interest from other clubs to try and force Napoli's hands to give me the deal I want. It's cynical of me to think that, but at the same time, this is how football works. But anyway, you guys, that's going to be the end of today's video. Please like, comment and subscribe. You heard what I said. 500 likes for this video. Tomorrow, I am going to be doing a watch along for the Swansea game as well as a match review. I'm going to be going back to a more semi-regular uploading schedule. I'm going to be going on holiday next Wednesday, so it might be a bit trickier for next week, but I think I should be okay, you guys. But thank you for watching. Again, apologies for the first video I released today, having to re-upload it. I had to re-edit some things, but thanks for watching, you guys. I'm Nini FC. This is CWANless TV. See you guys later.